7.9 million views, 109 million views, 94 million views, 37,000 likes with the new Dance 2.0. AI videos are still killing it every single day on social media. And what I primarily do on this channel is build automations to produce videos exactly like that. But these automations take time, things can go wrong. If there's an error, you have to figure it out yourself. So instead, what we can use now is Claude Code. This is what the Claude Code desktop app looks like if you've never seen it before. And all I'm going to do is type /generate and post and hit enter. Now, what this is going to do is it's actually going to do the same thing as this N8N project here, except I built the Claude Code project using just text. All I did was talk to it. So let's see what it does. So now it says our video is ready. It's giving us the prompt, what the video is about, the title, the caption, and we can type yes, and it will automatically post to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. But we can click right here to check it out first. So let's check it out.
Look out, what is that? It's coming. Run, run! Get to higher ground.
So there we go. It is a VO3 video of a tidal wave, which is a replication of this video right here, which got 29 million views. So now if we go back into Claude and we say yes, it's going to use Blotato to automatically post that to YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, or any platforms of your choice. All right, so it says published successfully. So let's check it out. As you can see here on Instagram, 3 minutes ago, here is our video. TikTok.
Look out, what is that?
Right here, 3 minutes ago. And on YouTube, the same thing, published today. Now that video it produced is similar to this video on YouTube Shorts, which got 30 million views, which is just a giant wave crashing on the beach. And a member of our community here, as you can see, 7.9 million views. This is another VO3 video, which the system can also create. Here's his post. His name is Maruis. It had 5 million views at the time. And of course, you can also just ask it, produce it with Sora 2 instead and make videos about this, or make it with Dance 2.0 and make videos about this. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build this exact Claude project for yourself to get videos automatically posted like this, just through talking with Claude. Before we get started, you will need to, of course, download Claude if you haven't already. And if you've never used it before, I will soon be posting a full Claude Code guide, which I will link in the description, which I would highly recommend you watch just to make sure everything works correctly. So you can access this link in the description as well to download Claude itself. Here's the Windows installer, and you also have the Mac OS installer as well. Now, Claude this is in Canadian dollars, 24, but in US dollars, it's about $20 a month. Just to make sure that Claude actually works, they do require a subscription for Claude Code to build projects, okay? Then you have your videos themselves. So we're going to be using VO 3.1 in this tutorial. So each video is about 15 cents using Key AI, but that will be dependent on whatever video model you ask it to use for your project. Lastly, we have Blotato, which is $29 a month. Blotato is a trusted API by the social media platforms, which means we can use it to post automatically without getting shadow banned, without getting 0 views. And all the videos that are posted through Blotato, through the Blotato API, will actually get reach. Blotato can post to 9 different social media platforms at once, right? You got YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want. And you can find a link to Blotato in the description. All right, so here we are inside of the Claude Code desktop app. Once you have opened it up and you're signed in, just click on Code at the top here. And what you're going to want to do is go to your File Explorer on Windows and just right-click and make a new folder. So I'm going to call this one VO3 Walkthrough. Okay. Now we have our folder. And what we can do is, to simplify this, if we open up this folder, now we're inside the folder. If you click at the top up here, we can copy this path now. So Control C, copy that path, go back into Claude Code. And then at the bottom, this right here is where Claude Code is going to build the project. So we can click here, click choose a different folder, and then we can click at the top again and just go Control V and hit enter. And now we're in the same folder, so we can hit select folder. And now that's where Claude is going to build the actual project. Now, before we get started, Claude Code is going to ask you for permissions every time before it does something because it's accessing that particular folder on your computer. So to speed things up, I turn on bypass permissions. So if you want to do that, in the bottom left, click here, go settings, click on Claude Code, and then turn on allow bypass permissions mode, turn that on, and then you can click back up to Claude Code, or sorry, on the left over here to your session. If you don't see this, just click the sidebar button right here. And then you can select bypass permissions. That's just going to speed things up. Now that that's all done, I'm going to paste in my prompt here. Okay. Just going to clean this up a little bit. And what this is it's basically going to tell Claude Code our final goal of what we actually want it to do. So once we send this, it's going to ask us a few questions to confirm exactly what we want. And then it's going to go ahead and build that. And once you send this off, it's kind of hard to mess it up because it knows that this is the goal of what you actually want to get done. So you can screenshot this and put this into Claude or ChatGPT, and it will give you this text, right? You can just go snipping tool, new, go like that, right click, copy. And then if you paste that into any chat model, Control V, and say, give me this text, it will give you this exact prompt. And then you can paste that into your Claude Code and follow along. So we're creating a new skill and command called generate and post. I'm actually going to send this off first. As you can see, we're still on the VO3 walkthrough folder that we selected. And I'm going to click that and trust workspace. On the left, I'm just going to make sure I only have this project selected so it's clean on the left over here. And so it's going to ask us our first question. So what niche or content theme are the videos for? Nature, wildlife, motivational quotes, cooking. This will determine the idea list and prompt formats. So what I'm going to say is I already have an idea list because we're going off those YouTube channels from earlier. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to say actually we can just talk with it. Okay, normally you can click this to just talk to it, but it's not working on my end for some reason. So I'm just going to say, I already have a list of ideas that I will fill the document with. Enter. The reason I say fill the document with is because if we open up our file explorer here, this is where Claude is going to start filling all of its project files with. So there's going to be a text document in here, which is what we're asking it to do. And that's where we'll type in our ideas for what we want it to generate, because we asked it for that in the prompt right here. Should the skill post automatically without any review, or should it show you the generated prompt and or video for approval? So let's just say, show me the video for approval before posting, and send me the link, send me a clickable link to the video. Enter. What aspect ratio do we want? So we're going to say 9:16 for all, because that's the portrait mode. YouTube short. So you can just go through and answer all its questions. We'll say 8 seconds, because VO3 videos are 8 seconds. Same for all. I'm going to say no hashtags. I don't like hashtags. I think they're useless. The video matters more. I'm going to say, so it's asking if we want to choose between the platforms. I'm just going to say post to all. And if you ever don't know the answer to one of its questions, again, because that first prompt is so detailed, you can just ask it like, I'm not sure what you mean. What does that mean? I'm not sure what you mean. And it will clarify it for you and help you reach your end goal. I'm going to say plain text file. And now it's going to get to work. As you can see, it's going to Key AI and Blotato API, the documentation, to find out how to do it. So, previously with N8N, we would actually go to the website and do this and figure it out. As you can see, request failed, right? It knows that it failed and it's gonna try something else to fix the problem. So definitely a huge time saver, and will make it a lot easier for people who were intimidated by N8N, which I don't blame you. Sometimes it can be a lot to understand when there's like a million nodes at once. So, all right, so it looks like it's just finished. Let's have a look here. So it's created a new skill or command, which is what we're going to use to actually have it create the videos each time. And it's just give us a few install steps. So the .env is where we're going to put our API keys. Okay. So why don't we do that first? And if you lost where your project was, you can just click right here, copy path, paste it into search and hit enter, and it will open it up for you. So yours might look a little bit different to mine, but you're going to want to look for the .env file. So I'm going to open that up. If anything ever doesn't open up, just click on it once, right click, go open with, and click on Notepad. Okay. So I'm going to open this up. And here we are in Notepad. So as you can see, here's our API key we need for Key AI, and we also need one for Blotato. So let's head over to Google Chrome, where we have Key AI. Again, Key AI, there's a link to Key AI in the description. If you haven't used it yet, you're going to want to make an account. And then if you go to billing here, you can add some credits for as little as $5. And then once you've added some credits, you can go down here to API keys, create your key, and then you're going to want to click copy right here. Once you've made it, come into env and then paste it right here after the equal sign. So Control V. I'm not going to do it yet, but you can just paste it in right there after Key AI. Once that's done, you can go to Blotato. Once you're logged on to Blotato, in the bottom left, click Settings, click API, click Generate Key if you haven't already up here, and then you can click Copy API Key, click that, come into .env, and then you can go ahead and paste it right here. Once that's done, make sure you go File and Save. Now on Blotato, before we do anything else, make sure you connect your accounts. If you only want to do YouTube, that's fine. It'll just skip TikTok and Instagram. It can kind of reason and figure it out. So you can actually just skip if you don't want to post to the other platforms. So make sure you log in with the accounts that you want. If you have multiple of the YouTube or multiple TikTok, it's going to ask you which one do you want to post it to when you're in Claude. Okay. So make sure you log in if you haven't already. Now, the final thing we're going to do before we continue is we're going to go into our project here, and inside of video ideas, I'm going to open this up. Okay. Now it has a little pre-made format for me here. I'm just going to delete that because again, it can reason, which is really cool. So it can kind of figure it out on its own. So I'm going to paste this in here, and let's make sure this can all be on screen. So you can go ahead and copy this if you want. You can copy this and paste it into your video ideas file as well. These are just the viral formats that have worked in the past. So selfie stick with the sharks in the water, the giant wave video, which got 30 million, the aquarium, which have gotten millions before, and the wedding disaster, which also got 8 million or so. So again, we can go File, Save, and now we have those pre-made formats in there. Now what we can do is you can see it's saying install dependencies. We can actually just ask it to do that for us. We can say install I'm going to say do step 1 for me and finalize everything. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter on that. I said finalize everything because we've made a few changes, so it's just going to look into everything and make sure that it's all working. All right, so it looks like it's done. Dependencies are already installed, API keys loaded, 4 video IDs are ready. So we can type the command now, but it hasn't asked me which accounts yet. I assume it's going to do that after I type the command, but let me do that right now. So if I go onto Blotato and scroll down, as you can see, we have a few different accounts. So I'm going to say For YouTube, use Cohen. For Instagram, use Cohen.automates. For TikTok, use Cohen.clone. And I'm going to hit enter because these are the names here. As you can see, TikTok, we have the Instagram, and we have the other YouTube channel. All right, so it has updated to look for those usernames within Blotato. Now, I'm going to try and run this right now in a new session. So I'm going to open up a new session in the top left up here and do the command that it said. So as you can see, it doesn't show up, right? If we go back here, it says to run it, just type this command. So what you have to do is actually close Claude, close it, and then reopen it. And then I'm going to select the project we were on, VO3 walkthrough, and I'm going to try that again. Okay, so it didn't show up again. So what we're going to do here is, this can happen, right? It's not perfect every time. What you're going to want to do is, if the command doesn't show up, you can be like, check the project files. The command isn't working even after a restart. Make sure the script is specified as a command, because I've actually had that problem before and it worked after I made sure that it specified that it was a command within Claude. Yours might be working right now, right? It can be a little bit different each time. All right, so it's asking me for permission. I'm going to click always allow for this session. All right, so it says that it fixed it now, and it says to restart Claude Code again. So let's give that a shot. All right, so I've tried it again and it still wasn't showing up. So I'm going to say still doesn't work, reassess the entire project and make sure the command will show up. So it didn't work again. And what I said was, nope, fix it. I literally just said, nope, fix it. So I had to do that 1, 2, I had to send 3 more messages. Now, what it did here was it created a folder called .claude with a commands folder within it, okay? Now, I saw that this wasn't here compared to my project that was working. And I could have specified for it to do that, but I wanted to make sure that that the message I sent was something that someone who didn't know anything could send, right? So I said, nope, fix it. Like, I don't know, right? And then it actually eventually figured it out. So now I'm going to close Claude. I'm just going to close it fully up here, File, Exit. And then we're going to open it back up. And we're going to go to our project, VO3 walkthrough, new session, and moment of truth / generate. And there it is. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. All right, so we have our video here. There was actually a small error and it figured it out automatically for us. So we can click here to preview the video. It's the giant wave video again. And go open link. It's going to download it to my desktop. And let's open it.
Run!
So there is your VO3 video. And then we have post to YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. You can reply yes, no, or regenerate. So I'm going to say yes, just as a test. All right, looks like that's done. And it actually sent us URLs to all of the posts. So we can see here, if we click this, this is the YouTube short with the title. And we've also got Instagram and TikTok posted as well. Now, something to take note of is if we go to Key AI, where we logged in earlier, if you remember, if you go to the logs here and you click VO at the top, you can see we're actually using 250 credits. So sometimes, or Claude decided to use the normal VO model instead of VO3 fast. So we can go back into Claude, back into our original chat where we designed all of it, and we can say, switch the model from VO3 to VO3 underscore fast. And I'm just going to hit enter. That way it uses the fast model, which is cheaper and is actually around 30 cents or so. Done, model switch. Look at that. That was really quick. Okay, now the final thing to do is we're going to type /init and hit enter. Now what that does is, if you remember from N8N, it creates a system prompt so that Every time you make a new session, if you want to modify everything you've built already, it's going to look through the system prompt or the system message and have a memory of what its goals are and anything that's happened in the past. Because every time you open a new session, if you don't have this file, it's going to be brand new. And it just helps give context. So there you go. You have your claude.md file created. And now you can have the project do that for you whenever you want, just by typing /generate and post and hitting enter. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something new. All necessary links will be in the description. And Claude Code is making this whole process of automating AI videos so much easier. So you can expect some new ideas and new tutorials to come out very soon. And that's everything for this video. I'll see you next time. Peace.